Welcome to another edition of Pathways to Success. I'm your host, Everton Layler, sitting in for Dr. Michael Hunter. And we have in studio with us today Michael Woods, Mr. Michael Woods, owner, one of the owners of Ashtae Products. He's a motivational speaker. He's a real estate investor. In 1994, Michael and Ramona Woods, President, CEO, Vice President, CFO, respectively, decided to take their experience and passion for the beauty industry to a new level. They also provide personal coaching, which has helped thousands of small business owners save money, increase revenues, develop excellent credit scores, and build generational wealth for their families. Taylor graduated from UNC Chapel Hill in 2013 with a BA in journalism and mass communications. She serves as the CEO of Ashtae Products, a professional hair care brand that sells products to licensed cosmetologists across the US, Canada, and Caribbean islands. She also manages TaylorMade LLC, a property management company for residential short and long-term rentals. Taylor's was recognized as the SBA 2020 Young Entrepreneur of the Year and one of Triad Business Journal's 20 in their 20s. In 2017, Ashtae Products had the opportunity to work with Marcus Lemonis on his hit show, The Prophet, which airs on CNBC. The Woods have been recognized by several organizations for their hard work as small business owners and impact in the community. So, Mr. Mr. Woods, tell us about yourself, who you are, where you're from, and how you got started.
Well, my name is Michael Woods. I am the president. I'm the CIO and founder, which is the chief influence officer and founder of Ashtae Products now. I've now turned the realms over to my oldest daughter, Taylor Woods, who's now the CEO of the company. Ashtae Products started out almost 30 years ago. It's been 28 years now. And we start out as a hair care distribution company where we distribute hair care products all over the US, Canada, and the Caribbean islands. And our main focus as a hair care company was to have a distinct, unique advantage in the marketplace. And our objective was to help professional cosmetologists and barbers to create first generational wealth from behind the chair. We did that through focusing on three key principles that we believe a successful business needed in order to succeed. And that was helping them to understand the power of their family unit, the power of their faith, and the power of their understanding their finances. And so by selling the hair care products directly to the salons, we're able to impact their lives in more ways than just doing hair. So our threefold concept, family, faith, and finance, has been kind of the pivotal principles, the core belief system that we've utilized in order to build a successful brand over the past 28 years.
Okay, and I like that the three F's, family, faith, and finance, very important. Now, where did you get your inspiration to achieve such great success?
Well, I've been in the industry now for over 30 years. I left college to go into the hair care industry, and I had an opportunity to work for another company called Dudley Products. For those in the hair care industry, they're familiar with that. And I was inspired by Joe Dudley Sr. to be able to see the possibilities. He was super wealthy. He had a brand that was, really growing very aggressively. And I was able to become one of the top salesmen for that brand and open up the international market. But I really have got my inspiration from real serious thought leaders in the marketplace and in the ministry. For example, one of my number one mentors was Dr. Miles Monroe. And he talked about the power of believing in God to achieve those things that you desire in life. And so as I began to kind of structure where my inspiration came from, it came from men and women who really had a strong biblical faith. And then they also had a business acumen as well. I have business mentors, I have spiritual mentors, and I have faith and family related mentors. So by building that, that inspired me to really become a direct kind of thought provoking entrepreneur on not just providing for my family, but how can we create an organization that can help others to achieve success while we too achieve success as well. So my inspiration came from a variety of people in both business and in ministry.
Okay, very well said. Because a lot of persons don't realize that when you have spiritual guidance in your business, you cannot fail. You're deemed
Correct.
for just success and more success because you have your inspiration, so to speak, is coming not only from the physical but also from a spiritual aspect also. So, Mr. Woods, what made you decide to have a family-owned business?
Well, I think it really kind of evolved into becoming a family-owned business. You know, you can speak things into existence. I had two daughters. My first daughter was Taylor. My second daughter was Ashley. So we created the brand, and through the names of my daughters, but in Swahili it means the power of positive thought. So as we began to develop the brand itself, it was through the birthing of my two children that the brand began. But the purpose of the brand went much farther than just the family unit. The purpose of the brand was to help other families. And so as my daughters came up and we provided them great education, they chose. One of my oldest daughters, she chose to become part of the family. We never said you have to become part of the family business, but she saw the work that we had done. We created a place where she didn't really have to go to work for anyone else, even though she worked for other companies prior to coming into our brand, which we thought was very helpful. My youngest daughter, she has a very, very good opportunity. She's worked with Google now for almost 7 years. She travels abroad. She lives in Singapore. So I've had the opportunity to direct my kids into the family business, but they had to choose to want to become a part of the family business. So we were building a business. The family came into it to be able to help take it to the next level. And that's really the baton that I've passed on to them, is saying, hey, we've built this thing. Now it's time for you to run with it. And they've taken the baton and they're running with that. So my oldest daughter, Taylor, who is the CEO, she is doing amazing things with the brand. I'm talking about absolutely amazing. But that's why we invested in their education at a young age, was for them to be able to be in the position and to have the mindset and the intellect to be able to take what we've grown and now grow it exponentially. So it evolved into a family business.
Okay, so you're a man of great faith, because you earlier said your inspiration came from God also, and now you said that you spoke it into being. So therefore, you had the idea, you got the inspiration, and you spoke it into being, and it's now come to pass. So tell us in details some of the challenges and obstacles you've had to overcome on your journey to success. Because I know it has not been an easy road. It may not have been an easy road. So tell us some of the challenges that you have faced and how you overcame them.
I'm glad that you asked that question, Evan, because most businesses want to always talk about the success. What we have done is found the success in failure. Let me repeat that. We have found success in failure, because if you never try anything and fail at it, you never know you have the opportunity to succeed at something. So the first 3 years that we were in business, we almost went out of business the first 3 years, because it's not that the business wasn't doubling sales. We doubled sales from year 1 to year 2, year 2 to year 3, and year 3 to year 4. We doubled sales the first 4 years of the company, but we were not profitable. So we had to go back and find out, why are we selling more and losing money? So then we got a mentor. His name was Eric Endemeyer. He was with this company called Score. And he sat us down and said, look, these are the things that you need to learn. Because if you keep going in the direction that you're going, your tuition cost is going to put you out of business. So we stopped and we learned the number side of the business. where most entrepreneurs can be creative in their ideas. They can be super salespeople. They can have great marketing strategy. But if they don't know the number side, they can then have a pitfall that allows them to go out of business. But after that seemingly failure, it was when our greatest success, because in our 5th year, we sold less product, but we made more profit than we had ever made before. It was that failure the first 3 years of not knowing the numbers that allowed us to be successful from that point forward. And even in a recession, we've done well. From the recession in 2009, recession after that, we have done well even through a recession because we got the fundamental understanding of the ebbs and flows of the business when it comes to numbers. So every entrepreneur, I encourage them to learn the number side of the business. Yes, learn marketing. Definitely learn technology, but the numbers are so important. So don't take the numbers for granted. We almost went out of business the first 3 years, but after that, man, it's been one great ride for us.
Okay. So without failure, then we can't have success, because we have to fail in order. We have to find out what it means to fail. Then we can have true success. Don't go anywhere. We'll go to a short commercial break and we'll be right back.
Are you looking to advertise your business? Look no further. Pathways to Success is offering 3 30-second slots each Sunday of the month for $100. Please contact 561-331-1524 for all inquiries.
Welcome back to Pathways to Success. And we have here Mr. Michael Woods. Now, Mr. Woods, when you first started, what marketing strategies did you use to grow your brand?
I'm so glad you asked that question, because I come from the old school and I use what you call guerrilla marketing. I know the young people don't know, young people don't know anything about guerrilla marketing. They know about social media, but we came out before Facebook, before Instagram, before TikTok, before all of that came out. We were the originators of social media. And the way that we went through social media was hitting the ground. I have probably used the most authentic way of reaching clients than any other CEO. I've been to more islands, from Jamaica, from Kingston 9 to Kingston 5. I've been all over Trinidad. I've been all over St. Lucia. I've been all over Barbados. I've been all over every island in the Caribbean to promote our brand. And the same thing with the US. I've been in almost every state in the USA and in Canada, from Montreal all the way back to Toronto. So I went with the old school way of marketing, face to face, because our key was to build relationships. We didn't sell a product, we built relationships, and those relationships still exist today. Now, that was the way that we built the company, on that foundation. Now with the new technology, my daughter now uses the most sophisticated technology to reach clients where they are. She can reach thousands of more clients that I can reach going around from salon to salon. So she uses Facebook, she uses Instagram, she uses YouTube, she uses TikTok, she uses Twitter. All of those new social media platforms are her playing field. So I come from the old school, she goes to the new school, and now we're able to blend those two together. And the technology that she's able to use get to a lot more clients faster. But our way of building a business was we wanted to build relationships, solid face-to-face relationships. So as you travel to any Caribbean island and you ask about Mr. Woods from Ashtae, most people will tell you, he's been in my salon. He's been right here into my door. And that's very unusual in this day and time. Very few CEOs actually meet their clients face to face. That's what we utilize. That was our social media marketing strategy. That was really what we call a guerrilla marketing strategy that helped propel us and helped us to build a strong foundation with the company. So that's what we used back in the day. Now, the new school is social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, all of that they use.
Okay. Did you have any role models while you were growing up?
Did I have any role models when I was growing up? Absolutely. Every man who desires to be anything needs role models. And my role models were really strong leaders, both in the civic arena, those in the business arena, and those in the ministry. See, as you begin to look at a complete person, a man who has only who's one-dimensional can really only succeed to certain levels. But I believe that it took role models that I began to model. Some of the things that I wanted to do were more than multidimensional. I wanted a role model that had great faith. I wanted a role model who had a business acumen, who could understand how to grow a multi-million-dollar business. I wanted a role model who understood that it took leadership to get things done in the marketplace. So I began to have a variety of role models, each who had different elements of success or different levels of success in the arena that they were in. And I encourage all entrepreneurs to build what you call your A team. And your A team are your aces. Your aces are those people who you can go to get advice that can help you to get through the situation that you are getting in. I mean, you have, like if you're playing a card game, you have aces, you have kings, you have queens, and you have jacks, right? I wanted enough aces that I could actually get an answer that made sense and that I could comprehend and understand, compared to having people who are multi-talented, but they did nothing. I wanted people who were role models who did. What they call, I know they don't say this in Jamaica, is they done did it. They done did it. If I were to give you a word, it would be the people who I had as role models done did it. So therefore, I wasn't following people who were trying to do it. I follow people who done did it. I know it's not proper grammar, but everybody can understand that you need to follow someone and model after someone who's done did what you're trying to do.
Okay, and for those who may not get the done did it, it's simply put, follow those who have walked the road already. So they know the failures, they know the curves, and they know the crevices. So you have role models like those because they lead you right to success. Now, what are the advantages of having a family-owned, successful business?
Well, the advantages are tremendous. One, I have the greatest non-job of my life. So, Mr. Woods, what do you mean by non-job? See, the moment that you build something that is successful, the objective is to get out of the job that you had building it. When you have your family who is all about business, who are all about taking that baton and running with it, that is a level of comfort and a level of really honor that you get a chance to experience, because I'm able to spend time with my wife. I'm able to spend time with my daughters. I'm able to spend time with my grandkids. I'm able to spend time with people who are looking to continue to develop through coaching. So I have the luxury of doing what I want to do instead of doing what I have to do. when you set out to build a strong family business, you should say, I want to be successful. And this is the way, Everton, I want to explain success. I want to give everybody a definition of success that we have used for the past 30 years, right? This is just our definition of success. And it will help those entrepreneurs to be able to understand what they can begin to think like or add to their thinking. Success to us is simple. It is knowing God, what he desires for our lives, growing to our maximum potential, and sowing seeds that will benefit others. Now, those are the four things that define success for me. And by growing a family business, I'm able to follow those four pillars and say, hey, if I'm not knowing God, if I'm not knowing what he desires for my life, if I'm not growing to my maximum potential, both as a leader and as a family man, and if I'm not sowing seeds that benefit others, I'm not successful at work nor at family, because those are the fundamental things that we've taken on that define success for us. So anything outside of that realm, it doesn't matter to us. We just have to know whether those four pillars we are sticking to.
Okay. Now, what advice, because, a lot of persons are watching and are tuning in, and they would like to know, what advice would you give those, who are aspiring to become great business persons, and not only great, but also successful business owners? What advice would you give?
I would say the number one advice that I would give to entrepreneurs is first, define success for themselves, because the world has a way to define success. But I'll leave them with this. If you want to be successful, there is one Bible scripture that I will refer them to that will help them to understand what it really feels like to be totally successful. This is the advice I would give you. Read the 23rd Psalm. If you read the 23rd Psalm, that alone is the pathway to success. I know the name of your show is called Pathway to Success, but the real pathway is the 23rd Psalm, because the moment that you say, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, he will take you by the hand and direct your path in business, in family, in faith, and in finance. It says it all right there in the 23rd Psalm. He says along the way, don't get rid of your enemies. Don't get rid of them. It says right there in the 23rd Psalms. It says, don't get rid of your enemies, because you want to invite them to the table that he's going to prepare for you. So what you want to do is make sure that your success does not run people away, that it keeps them along, because you want them to get to the point where goodness and mercy is following you and you're being blessed every day of your life. So the advice I would give to any entrepreneur, read the 23rd Psalm, please, because when I read it and I understood it, man, I had a whole different perspective about business, a whole different perspective about family, a whole different perspective about finance, a whole different perspective about life, because life is not just you being successful. What impact are you making on others?
Okay, thank you for those powerful words. And I'll reiterate, read the 23rd Psalms. Once you do that and you understand the concepts of the 23rd Psalms, and you're destined for greatness. We want to thank you again, Mr. Woods, for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us today. And it was great having you. So, and we look forward to maybe having you again some other time. Thank you very much for being here, and have a wonderful evening.
You too. And thank you for inviting me to the show.